Hello everybody, Lee Hunt here. Hope you're having a good day. Pretty exciting time of the year. New drivers have landed and I've got the new Taylormade Qi10. I've got a couple of models here that the tour reps have sent me. So I've got the standard and I've also got the LS. No max at this stage, but it's pretty early on and we're going to do some testing. So essentially I'm outdoors today. I'm going to hit a few down the fairway. I'm going to give you some feedback on how they feel, what they look like, and then I'm going to get into my studio. We're going to get it up on Trackman and we're going to test it against my current gamer, my Stealth 2, and see if there's any real difference between the old driver and the new driver. So I've got the standard Qi10. So Qi10, it's all about forgiveness this year with the new Taylormade driver. We've all known that the ping driver is probably the most popular driver for forgiveness or to be using. So this is all about chasing that magical number. So this is more forgiving than the ping driver, the G430. So I think that'll make a lot of people happy. It's not so much about more distance. It's more about being able to hit the ball more consistent, more often. I know everybody that I talk to when I'm coaching or when I'm club fitting just wants to be more consistent. So if I had $1 for every time I heard that word more consistent, we'd be living a pretty good life. I've just got the standard 9 degree in the Qi10. It's got the standard Ventus TR shaft in it, the 5S. I'm just going to hit a couple down the fairway, and then I'm going to hit the LS model and see if there's a difference. Going to listen for sound, have a bit of a look, and as I said, we'll jump into the studio and we'll get some raw numbers. Okay, so here we go, let's go. First impressions, I sit down, looks beautiful, nice piano black. They've got a white line across the top of the driver, which just, really makes it frame up really well at setup. Okay, so it looks a little bit flatter at setup as well. There's a bit of feedback that has been given with the old model. Well, that feels pretty good. Okay, I pushed that a little bit, but feels pretty good. Came out nice. Nice feeling driver. I'm just using my standard Taylormade TP5 golf ball, so that came out pretty good. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that feels good. I don't mind that. As I said, I've just got the standard stiff Ventus TR shaft in it. My shaft, the UBs, are extra stiff, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes on the numbers when I put my shaft in it. Going to hit one more. It definitely feels quite forgiving. Yeah, not bad at all. That one tailed off to the right a little bit. So, definitely feels more forgiving than the Stealth 2. But, well, we'll have a bit of a go with the LS. Okay, the Qi10 LS. Okay, so pretty good looking driver from above. Nice white line across the top to frame it up. We've got the weight that we can move in it. It's closer to the face, so I'm assuming that's why we're getting the lower spin. It looks like we can adjust that a little bit to draw and fade to really tweak it. We've got the standard loft sleeve, which is there, so I'm going to have a go. I'm interested to see how this goes because I've always used the Stealth Plus, which was their lowest spinning model. This has got the Tensai AV limited stiff flex, 65 gram, just the standard shaft that it comes with. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if this spins a little less. 9 degree again. Oh, it definitely came out lower. That felt pretty good. That felt strong. So it feels a little firmer. It'd be interesting, as I said, once we get into the studio and hit it, but definitely feels a little bit firmer. Frames up really well. Looks super forgiving. Oh, it definitely comes out lower. Wow, that's really low. So that's 9 degrees. It's not that other. So same lofted driver as the standard model. It came out a lot lower. Okay, we'll hit one more. Let's see how it goes. I really like the look of this. I really like the feel of it. Yeah, I love this. That's good. Feels a little firmer than the max, or it's not a max, but the standard. But as I said, we'll get into the studio, we'll check it out, we'll get the numbers, we'll see how it goes against the Stealth 2, and I'm going to put my shaft in these. So we'll have great numbers, controlled environment. We'll go check it out. Okay, so I've hit a few outdoors. Now I'm back in my studio. I've set it up, got the Trackman set up. I've hit probably 10 shots with the 7-iron just to warm up again. And now I've grabbed my gamer, which is 10.5 degree standard stealth 2 plus with the graphite design Tour DUB6X in it. So that's the shaft I like. I've got the rail set up a little bit to the right. I just like to release the club head a little bit more so it helps me get through it. Seems to work okay for me. I'm going to hit 3 or 4 shots, get some numbers, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap the shaft out of this. I'm going to put it in the Qi10 driver. We're going to hit a few of those, and then I'm going to put it in the LS version and just see the difference in the numbers. See how we go. Okay, so I'll get through this pretty quick with my driver. I like the feel of it. So, first swing, don't know how many you need. You can warm up and you still catch it off the bottom of the club face, but that's pretty standard. I called it a bit low, so I'm not surprised it spun a little bit more. That's a little better. Got that one halfway near the club face. There we go. That's a little closer to my numbers, which is good. So 106, 107 miles an hour. When I'm really warmed up, I could probably get to 110, which I sort of like. A little bit low again in the face. It's good that we're hitting these because I want to see how it performs. I think they're quite low on the face then, but the numbers are still pretty good. I'll hit one more and then we'll change it over. We'll compare the numbers. It's nice that I've hit a couple just off centre because believe it or not, we do miss the middle from time to time, but that's what makes these drivers really, really good. So that was thin as well. There you go. All right, so I've hit a few, couple off the bottom. That's fine. That's golf. I'm going to hit the other drivers now, and we'll see the difference. Okay, so I've swapped my shaft from my Stealth Plus straight into the Qi10 model. So there's 3 models. There's the Max, the Qi10, and the LS. So what I'm hearing about the Max is it's the most forgiving of the 3 models. The Qi10 sits in the middle, and then the LS version obviously is low spin, but a little bit harder to hit. Talking to the tour reps, they think that the Qi10 or the Max is probably going to be their biggest seller. But we'll see a fair bit of the Qi10 and the LS on tour. So pretty excited. I've got the Qi10, 9 degrees, as I said, with my shaft in it. So be interested to see how this comes out because my Stealth Plus is at 10.5. I've hit it up. I've just changed a tag up here, so we'll see the numbers. First impressions is unbelievable. I know I said that outdoors, but absolutely beautiful. You look down at the piano black, and there's a little white line on the face that really helps you line it up. So, and the blue face is beautiful in it. So I like the blue face more than I like the red. So it seems to sit a little flatter as well. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, there we go. So that came out pretty good. A little bit to the right. Not too bad. Definitely feels pretty good. I didn't hook it. So I hit a couple off the bottom with my driver. It went left. That came out pretty straight. Launched out pretty good. Spin rates a little bit lower. Launch, I think, is a little bit higher than mine, but the spin rate's a little bit lower. So we'll hit 3 or 4 more. Interesting. I caught that a little low. There you go. Wow, that is that's definitely more forgiving than the Stealth Plus. Absolutely. My clubhead speed still floating around that 108, 109. Spin rate's very, very good. I didn't hit that very good at all. And it's 270 or 269 meters total. So for those out there that are in yards, just add 10%. So I'm close enough to 300 yards at the moment, which is nice. I hit that horrible. So this will be interesting. Yeah, that was horrible. All right, spin rate's a little bit high, but you know, probably left rough. If anything, we'll hit one more. So definitely getting the feeling that it's certainly more forgiving. That was That was probably the worst drive I've hit out of the lot. Yeah, it feels good, this driver. Love it. I'll take that all day. So 109, down the middle, great feeling driver. You know, certainly more forgiving than the Stealth Plus 2. The thing I like about it, it's really clean on top, and the shape of the driver seems to be a bit more compact, and with that white line on the face really helps me square it up. I certainly really like the look of this driver more than the old Stealth Plus 2, and just by the numbers, I think it may be a little longer purely because it's a little more forgiving. So we'll check the numbers out at the end. I'm going to change it over to the LS. We'll see how that goes. We'll see what happens to those spin numbers especially. We'll see what happens to the distance. And the one we want to keep an eye on is the ball speed number. Be back in a moment. Okay, now I've changed it over. I've grabbed the LS model. The LS is 9 degree, just like the Qi10 was. A couple of things I might expect out of this. Lower spin being the LS version. I haven't moved the rail, so on the rail on my driver, I have a little bit to the outside to help me release it. I'm going to give it a go. I expect this to come in a little low, but we'll see what happens. Righto, here we go. Keep an eye on the numbers. I want to keep an eye on a spin rate because it's the LS version, so it should spin less. And let's see what it does to ball speed and total. Here we go. So set up, first impression, as I said, this is easily the best looking driver Taylormade have produced. Easily. It's a beautiful finish. You can see the carbon on the top of this LS version. Just the best looking driver at address they've made. Easily. Easily better. Okay, so here we go. There you go. I like that. I like that. Still feels very forgiving. Probably a little firmer off the face. The club head speed's pretty the same. The spin rate carrying 250, 273. Ball speed's up. Spin rate's all right. Okay. Once again, I really like the look of this. So even without hitting too many, I think this might be the version I'm going to go for. Yeah, I like that. There's that spin rate. Okay, so my club head speed's probably normalised now, that 108. That's launched out okay. The spin rate's a little bit lower. Just by going off the total distance, I think I'm getting a little bit more pop out of this driver. For me, as I said, I like the look of it. So if you like the look of something, especially in a driver, that inspires that confidence. So when you stand over a ball, you look down and you go, yeah, you know, it sort of inspires that confidence, and that's half the battle. If you're looking down at a driver or a club or any club and you don't like the look of it, it doesn't matter how forgiving it's going to be. It needs to look good, all right? So, you know, it looks, for me, just looks great. I like how it's just a little flatter. So for a shorter guy like myself, that certainly helps. Okay, I hit that no good at all, so let's see what it does. Yeah, that spin stayed under 3,000. So I call that low in the face. Really low in the face. Club head speed's fine. Spin rate stayed under 3,000. So straight away, we can see that spin is doing. I'm going to hit one more, and then we'll have a look at the numbers. We'll see which driver goes a little bit further. Is it more forgiving? See what these spin rates do, because it's easy to put LS on a driver, but if it's not actually lower spin, you know, what's the point? Okay, so yeah, good. Yep, definitely lower spin, definitely get a little bit more distance. I'm going to have a look at the numbers. We'll compare. I'll put them up on the screen. As I said, we'll just average it out. It's an honest review. I haven't pulled any out. I've had a couple of horrible ones. But overall, this driver, this Qi10 driver, especially the standard version, my goodness, that feels a lot easier to hit. And I think the fact that this driver here, this LS, looks so good for me on the ground, I'm just going to go with the LS. I know I'm going to go with it because it just feels good. I know the numbers will be better, but we'll have a bit of a look. Okay, so here's my average of all the shots I hit. You can see straight away down the bottom here, this is my current gamer, and these are pretty normal numbers for me. Okay, so we got club head speed 107, launch at 11.5, spin rate 2800, ball speed 158, 240 carry, 260 total. These are yards. It's a little bit down, but that's probably because I hit a couple of bad ones there. Okay, so the Qi10, this is where I think is the super forgiving driver. 108 club head speed, launching at a 12. Now, please keep in mind that this is a 9-degree driver launching at 12 as opposed to my 10.5-degree driver in the Stealth 2. Okay, so it's launching higher than the 10.5-degree driver. So that's why it's really important to get down and get fitted at your local PGA professional or your local fitting studio. Spin rates come down. Okay, so launching higher, spin rates come down. That's a win. Ball speed's gone up a couple of miles an hour. Carried, that's 6 meters further, and then we're at the 270 mark, which is really, really nice. Okay, then we go to the LS. This is the driver I really like. So club head speed, pretty nominal change there. So between 107 and 109, there's not a lot of change in club head speed. It did launch a little lower, but it launched higher than my 10.5. So it's a 9-degree, so it launched higher than my 10.5-degree driver. Spin rate, is it an LS? Well, that would say it 2226 on average, 2887 with my Stealth 2 and 2423 on the Qi10. Ball speed numbers jumped up a little bit. It carried exactly the same distance and it went 2 meters longer. Okay, so what does that look like down the fairway? Get all the dispersion. Here we go. So, my driver. We had a couple of dodgy ones to the left. The Qi10, the more forgiving driver. Even the ones I pushed, not too bad. But that LS version, I just really like the look of that. So, very, very happy with this driver. If we have a look at contact on the face. Okay, so pretty good. The Qi10, the LS, I've hit that most of those in the middle. The Qi10, obviously hit that in the middle. And then my driver, a little bit low. I hit a couple low in the face. So take out of that what you will, but purely on the test of is it a lower spin driver, is it more forgiving, I think Taylormade can be congratulated, and I think they've got a good driver this time. It looks really, really beautiful to dress. It's certainly forgiving, but it still goes like a Taylormade driver, which is nice. So if anything with Taylormade drivers, they could be more forgiving. Looks like they've done a great job on this one. If you've got any comments or you've got any feedback or if you've got any questions, please let me know. I've got thick skin, so I love the comments, and I hope that helps. Good shopping. We'll see you out in the course.